All right, we are back with another pick'em video, and we have a really solid slate for today. Not only is it the in-season tournament for the NBA, but we also have a ton of games out there. So I want to talk about a lot of different stuff. There's going to be a ton of different plays. I think I'm talking about like 6, 7, 8 maybe plays for today's video. I also have a few new partners of the channel. There's a ton of promos going on, so hopefully you guys have a really good day, and it's Friday. You can't really beat that. So we're going to jump right into things. Might be a little bit of a longer video just because we got a lot to talk about, but also just, again, a lot of value, a lot of plays to talk about. But if you're new around here, definitely go ahead and subscribe, leave the video a like, comment something down below, and let's just jump right into it. All right, so jumping into the PrizePicks desktop screen here. First of all, if you're not on PrizePicks and you want to jump on, tail some of these plays, maybe even just take advantage of their Flex Friday, which is a promotion they have every Friday where you get a protected play. Use code RichPicks when signing up. You're going to get $50 put into your account instantly. All you got to do is use code RichPicks when signing up as a new user. Bet $5 and they'll load your account up with $50. Pretty sweet deal. But let's talk about Jalen Johnson. He's going to be the first play of the video. Not a super, go-to name for the NBA. Maybe if you're a casual fan, you never heard of this dude. But he's an ascending star in the NBA. He looks great on the Atlanta Hawks in a bigger role now that obviously DeJounte Murray has been shipped out. And he's also going up against the Washington Wizards, who are kind of a poverty franchise, and they allow points, they allow assists, they allow a whole bunch of rebounds, and Jalen Johnson's already played these guys twice this year with a pretty good result. So let's take a look at Jalen Johnson's Outlier page, another sponsor of the channel here. If you want to check out Outlier for a free week, use my link in the description of this video. Outlier is freaking awesome. You're going to see it all throughout this video and any video I post. And also, if you use my Outlier link, let me know in the comments or something, get in touch with me somehow. I'll also give you a free week of the Discord that we'll also talk about a little bit later here. But Jalen Johnson, 50% of games he's gone over this so far this year. Now, it doesn't look too great. 50% is going to be a hit or miss here, line pick. But let's take a look at Washington specifically. Rebounds allowed, 29th ranked. We talked about kind of a poverty franchise. They allow a whole bunch of stuff. They don't have very much defense. Their offense is very streaky. I mean, they're led by Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma, but they allow a whole bunch of rebounds, 48.9 rebounds to be had in this game on average for the Atlanta Hawks, which should be a high-paced game with Atlanta and Washington, teams that play a high pace. Atlanta obviously favored in this one by 9.5, but something we don't have to worry too much about is blowout potential in these games because it is the in-season cup, in-season tournament, whatever you want to call it. Points matter in these standings, and we saw the Celtics specifically last year. They were up like 25 on a team. I don't remember specifically who it was, but they were running their starters all throughout because they needed to win by a certain amount to move on to the next round. So let's take a look at the specific games against Washington. So gone over against Brooklyn, and then went over against Washington twice in a big way. 12 and 17 rebounds, which is the most he's seen this year, both against this team he's going up against today. Also the rebound chances, 29 rebound chances in the most recent matchup against Washington. So absolutely love the head-to-head here. Looking really, really good. Add on the point that, no blowout potential here because of the in-season tournament, or less blowout potential. They're at home, so Washington, away teams tend to shoot a little bit worse. Just means more rebound potential here. And just looking really good here for Jalen Johnson. Head-to-head, obviously dating back to last year, had a few great games and had a few duds. But you can see the minutes, like this is an 8.5-minute game. That's, get thrown out the window. And then the one game he played normal minutes, 35.9, only ended with 6. But very, very good head-to-head hit rate, and that's what I want to see here. Moving on to some market value for this play. Rebounds is his best play on PrizePicks right now in terms of market value. 9.5, DG Fantasy, another sponsor of the channel. Link in the description for a discount on your first month. 52.7% chance to hit. Why is that? All these other sportsbooks that have his line, minus 131, minus 128, minus 130, minus 130, pretty much across the board, they're all favoring his over, and you're probably going to get, plus money almost on the under here. That just means the sportsbooks are saying, yeah, if we had to pick or choose, on the over or the under, we'd probably favor the over on this one. We can see that in a better way here. Average sportsbook odds across all these different sportsbooks, minus 128.6. And then last but not least, RotoWire projection model, 9.5. They're expecting 9.73. Everything pointing the right direction here for Jalen Johnson. So really, really liking him. Starting off strong with the first play of the game. Jalen Johnson, overboards. Moving right along to Tyus Jones. We can go a little bit quicker now that I don't have to explain what Outlier is, what DG Fantasy is, what RotoWire is, and things like that. So let's take a look at Tyus Jones, over 6.5 assists. If you don't know, the main reason I'm looking at this is some injuries, but let's just take a look at what he's done so far this year. 50% of games, another 50% hit rate, 6 of 12 games on the over and on the under. But the last 2 games, 7 assists and 8 assists. I do love to see that. Now he's going up against OKC, obviously a very strong team. They are 7.5-point underdogs in this game, but Chet Holmgren's not there, so that's going to hurt their defense. He's one of the maybe the leader in Defensive Player of the Year, maybe right behind Wembanyama. But yeah, they don't have to deal with Chet. Should be a little bit easier to score on this team without that big man down there. And also to point guards, 21st ranked, 8.8 assists to be had, 2 point guards, and obviously Tyus Jones slots into that point guard position for this Phoenix team, especially due to these injuries. So 50% for the entire year. Let's take a look at some injuries here. Obviously, no Kevin Durant. He's been out a few games, 2 or 3 games without Durant. I do like to see that. His minutes also jump up to about 35 minutes, up from 32 minutes. So that's a good thing to see. And then the other main one here is going to be no Bradley Beal, who's a guard on this team. 3 of 3 games without Bradley Beal this year, 7, 11, and 8 assists. And 8 assists is the most recent one, and that was the one they played without Durant and Beal. 8 assists in a game that they lost by 20. Pretty good odds if this one stays, relatively close. And again, in-season tournament, points matter. Hopefully Tyus Jones maybe jumps up to 34, 35 minutes in a situation like this. So I'm reading into these injuries. Tyus Jones, a guy that can definitely lead an offense. If you take a look at his hit rate from last year, obviously it's going to be really good, especially at the end of the year when he really took the reins of that Washington offense. Totally different situation here, but with the injuries, he should have the ball in his hands a decent amount. Now, I forgot to pull these up. Let's take a look at Tyus Jones on DG Fantasy. I know the market value looks good on his rebounds and assists. If you want to take a look at that, if you think he can rebound the ball pretty well against this team, I don't mind that look either. But I'm sticking with assists, 53.5% chance to hit. Again, why is that? All these sports books that have his line very much favoring the over here. And then last but not least, again, I should have pulled this up, but Tyus Jones over here, they're saying his assists 6.81. That's much closer to 7 than 6. I'll take that. Everything, again, pointing in the right direction and going to make sense going up against a team that allows a decent amount of assists, 2 point guards, and a team for the Phoenix that's dealing with a whole bunch of injuries. He should have the ball in his hands a little bit more. So first 2 plays, really, really like what I'm seeing. Moving right along, we got Bilal Coulibaly over 10.5 first half PRA. So just, again, look at the NBA tab, and then there's the NBA first half tab. Just make sure you're in that tab. I will say, though, I like his PRA in general, and we're going to break that down. It's really going to be your decision if you want to go to first half or the full game. I think he's in a good spot to get over both of them. But it's in this Atlanta game, kind of like Jalen Johnson. Again, if you don't know Bilal Coulibaly, one of the ascending stars, maybe not stars, but good players in this league. He's averaging, over 15 points a game for this Washington team and getting a ton of minutes. And now he gets Atlanta, who allows a whole bunch of points, allows a whole bunch of assists, rebounds, kind of like Washington. So this should probably be, a higher scoring game here. So let's take a look at his Outlier page. Before I even click into the first half PRA tab, I want to show that you can actually just maybe you're like, oh, I think Coulibaly's going to have a good game. Let's take a look at his hit rates for the entire year. 80% hit rate for the entire year he's gone over this line specifically. You can see also 28th ranked in opponent rank. That's going to show up green because that's a good thing. You're looking at it over, and Atlanta gives up a whole bunch of points, whole bunch of rebounds, whole bunch of assists collectively. So kind of a cool little way of showing Outlier doing different types of things and how you could sort your data. But let's take a look. Consistency is key for me. 8 of 10 games. That's awesome to see. A lot of these games he's crushing this line too. Did miss against Golden State and then did miss against Atlanta, which is something we have to talk about because the next game he had the best game or first half of his life, 21 PRA in that one, and that was also against Atlanta in a game that he played 12 minutes in the first half because he dealt with foul trouble. So yes, he did have a dud against Atlanta, but bounced right back with a really, really good first half. So putting these together, I'm kind of favoring this 21-point first half because of the consistency he's done all year. I'm kind of, throwing this one out, saying it was a dud. And again, looking into the matchup, points allowed, rebounds allowed, assists allowed. This should be a really good spot for him to continue doing this. Now, I do want to point out the fact that he is in a good spot to go over his PRA in general. We're not going to be able to look at the market value for first half plays just because not a whole lot of books have this. But I just want to point out that I did play the first half just because I like the consistency. I like that his best game of the year was against this Atlanta team. And I guess you could say the worst game of his year also in the first half. But I do want to point out that the books like the PRA over 20.5, and he did cash this in both the games against Atlanta, just not as consistent for the whole year. So again, I think both spots are really, really good for us. I'm going to favor the first half, but let's take a look real quick at the market value for the entire game, 20.5. The books are favoring the over, 51.25, his best play on PrizePicks right now. And then also for the RotoWire projection model, they're expecting 21.93. That should translate to the first half, but again, going to be up to you however you want to play Bilal, but I think he's in a good spot to just have a good game overall. And then before we jump into our next few picks, I do want to point out the fact that if you're only on PrizePicks and you're very comfortable on PrizePicks, I get that. I was there at one point, during my sports betting career. But you got to understand that there's plenty of other platforms out there that you can try. It doesn't mean you have to stop playing on PrizePicks. It just means that when they have a discount, when they have a boost, when they have a free square of some sort, you can take advantage of that. It doesn't even mean you have to play them every single day, but it does mean that when they have a profit boost or a discount of some sort, free square, might as well take advantage of that. And that's something we do in our Discord community all the time. It's not like you have to be hunting for them. Anytime there is a profit boost or something like that, I'm going to be pointing it out, sharing a slip, or someone else is going to be in the Discord. So that's kind of the way to be a smart sports bettor, branching out on other platforms. And I do want to take this time to point out the fact that on Underdog right now, they have a free square token. You get to pick your free square. It doesn't matter who it is. I picked Shea because he has the highest point total for the NBA today. He's got to score 1 point to cash this. Then I put it into a 4-man flex play, which I would never play a 4-man flex play over on PrizePicks, but on Underdog, it actually is a very good payout system. Same with 3-mans on Underdog. They pay 6x versus PrizePicks 5x. So you can already kind of see like branching out into these other platforms is going to be advantageous for you over time. So this is a nice free slip for you guys. Vucevic is a guy we've gone to a million times. He's cashed this literally 92% of games. Yes, he's going up against Cleveland. Potentially no Evan Mobley in that one. There's a reason that they like the over. The Sportsbooks likes the over. He's hit it in 92% of games. The projection models like the over as well. And then same thing for Randall. Same thing for Trae Young in that game, who is in that Washington and Atlanta game. Hopefully a whole lot of points, a lot of assists to be had. And Trae could have 15 assists against this team. And then similar thing for Julius Randle down there, 19.5 points going up against Sacramento, a team earlier on in the year he scored 24 points against. He's been very consistently getting around 20 points a game. So I think he can cash this for us and hopefully cash out this 4-man. But we're still profiting even if we go 3 for 4 on this 4-man flex play, which again, much better payout system on Underdog than on PrizePicks. So if you want to check out Underdog, again, use code RichPicks. You're going to get a deposit bonus up to $1,000, which is insane. You're going to get a new user free square. You're going to get the free token, so you're going to get a whole bunch of free picks. And then also to point out the fact that they're also doing a 50% profit boost for college basketball plays. So if you're a college basketball bettor, you can go ahead and get that. So they do this stuff all the time, something that PrizePicks doesn't do. So definitely check out Underdog, use code RichPicks. And if you do, let me know in the Discord or down below and just let me know, say, hey, use your code and I'll get you into the Discord for a free month. So it's a win-win-win situation. Anytime you sign up for using my code to one of these platforms, you get a free month of my Discord. So wanted to point that out. I know it took a little bit of time to go through it, but really thought it was important to get that to you guys. All right, so jumping right into some more PrizePicks plays, Rui Hachimura is going to be the only under I like for the day. It is good to point out that he is a game time decision today. So, if you want to throw the house on him, just realize he might not play today. He's a true game time decision. But that also helps us if he is going to play. His ankle injury might defer him a little bit, and this under is looking a whole lot better. So 14.5 points this, taking the under, a guy that's just shooting a whole bunch at the beginning of the year, and now he doesn't shoot all too much. And now he's got the Spurs, who are a pretty good defensive team, not allowing a lot of points or assists for the entire year overall, 5th and 2nd ranked in those categories. So let's take a look at Rui, 50% hit rate on the entire year. Again, beginning of the year was killing this line. A whole bunch of shot attempts, 14, 12, 13, 18. And then since that, he's just been absolutely cashing the under. 6 attempts, 12, 6, 8, 11, and then 7 attempts last game. He cashed the over, but he shot 6 of 7. So if he's going to shoot 6 of 7, hats off to him. That's going to be probably an over there for him. But if he's going to be shooting 6 to 8 times in his normal 42%, he's not the most efficient player. Going up against a difficult team to play against, I like the chances on the under, especially considering if he does suit up, maybe limited a little bit with this ankle injury he's dealing with. Last year, I do want to point out, he did go over in 2 of the 3 matchups last year, but he's a different, player, different coach out there. Redick's still messing around with the rotations, who's taking the shots, who's getting the minutes and things like that. So hopefully Rui, maybe deterred a little bit with his ankle injury. If he doesn't play, he doesn't play. Got to throw it out the window. It's going to be a DNP for us. But if he does, hopefully that factors into a nice spot for the under. The market value also likes the under points and assists. Couple books have him up. It's 13.5 for most of those books that have him. So being at 14.5, I do like to see as well. Rui taking a little risk here on the under, just because, kind of playing into that injury. Again, if he doesn't play, he might not. That's just going to be, a DNP for us. And then another guy in the same team, same game, that is also a game time decision, but he's probable to play, is going to be Anthony Davis, and he's going to be our last play of the game. You could talk yourself into this being correlated if you want. More points for Anthony Davis is going to be less opportunities for Rui Hachimura potentially. And 13.5 first half points going up against the Spurs, who again, I just talked about, don't allow a whole bunch of points. But to the center position, even with Wemby down there, Anthony Davis has had a whole lot of success. And centers in general score a decent amount on this team. You could also look at his first half fantasy score for Anthony Davis. I'll point it out right here. You could see for the entire year, free throws made at 5.5. I don't like the hit rate dating back to last year, but he was able to do that consistently against this team twice, had 8 free throws in the 2 games he played. Fantasy score, though, 65% of games last year, 70% of games this year, 100% of games head-to-head against the Spurs. And then again, I landed on the points just because I think I like his scoring potential. I don't have to worry about him getting blocks and steals and things. But if you like his opportunity, his potential to get this, I think his first half fantasy score at 25.5 also looking like a good spot. But we'll take a look at the 13.5 points right here. 70% hit rate on the year. A lot of these games crushing this line. And then the head-to-head, again, both games last year, 20 points, 24 points in the first half going up against the Spurs. And again, points allowed, 5th ranked. We don't like to see that. That's why it's showing up red. But if you go to centers, 20th ranked, 20.5 points to be had against or for centers. So Anthony Davis having obviously an incredible year. He is probable for today's game, so potentially doesn't play. But it's looking like he's going to play. The Lakers love to give their superstars the probable tag. So hopefully AD can do his thing and take away a few points from Rui Hachimura. That would be a nice little correlation there. But yeah, AD over here, 70% hit rate. I'm liking what I'm seeing there for the first half points. All right, so that's going to do it for this video. We talked about a ton of different plays today. I'm going to have a really busy day just because we have a whole bunch of value out there and a ton of discounts to talk about as well. So if you're interested in Discord community and getting access to all my slips, this is where I post them all. You can sign up using the Dub Club link in the description of this video. Just sign up and then make sure you link your new Dub Club account to your Discord account. And again, I post them all right here. But there's also a premium chat in here with a whole bunch of like-minded people bouncing ideas off each other, sharing their own slips. We do have some seasoned chefs in here that have been doing it for a while, guys that have been profitable consistently, and they share their slips as well. So it's a whole lot of fun. It's not like a bad community where we're going to be ripping each other. We definitely rip players that are not playing well that we got money on, and we definitely celebrate our wins. But again, whole lot of fun, whole lot of laughs in here, and again, access to all my slips as well. And if you don't want to join the traditional way, that's totally fine. There are plenty of different ways to get in for free. Again, if you guys are going to support me, I'm going to give it right back in the form of free months, and sometimes I do giveaways as well. But use code RichPicks when signing up for Underdog. I also have a couple other platforms that have discounts in a second that I'll go over. But Underdog, free Square token for anyone you want. I used mine on Shea. You can go ahead and tail this slip as well. But you're also going to get $1,000 in bonus cash, up to $1,000 in bonus cash. You're going to get a new user free Square on top of that token, and they give profit boosts every single day since the beginning of September. They are awesome. Again, if I had to choose between Underdog and PrizePicks right now, I might be leaning Underdog's way. Don't tell PrizePicks that. But then also we have a whole bunch of other different ones. If you're already on Underdog, if you don't want to check out Underdog, check out Sleeper. You can get up to a $1,500 deposit match, which is the highest I've ever seen anyone do. That doesn't mean you have to put $1,500, but if you do, you're going to start with $3,000 in your Sleeper account. If you put $100 in, you're going to start with $200. $50 in, you'll start with $100. And they also have a $20 protect to play for today, which I love to see. You can use it on any sport. If you lose the bet, it goes right back in your account. If you win the bet, you keep the profits as you normally would. Betr is another sponsor of the channel. Also want to point out, this is code RICH when signing up, not RichPicks. Everything else is mostly RichPicks. Betr is another one. They have discounts. I'm not just saying this. They have discounts every single day. Today they have Anthony Edwards 22.5 points, and they also have Steph Curry down to 23.5 points. They also have much softer lines than PrizePicks. They're a smaller company, and they can't move their lines as quick as PrizePicks. That just means I can go to Betr right now, and I guarantee they're going to have nice green plays for us. Yep. Justin Herbert over rush attempts, Logan Wilson under his 9.5 tackles assists, Garland over rebounds and assists. This is really, really good market value that you're not going to see on PrizePicks because they can't move their lines quickly enough, and they do a $200 deposit match, which is awesome right there. And again, that's code RichPicks as well. All these are in the links in the description. I just want to point out how many discounts we have going on today. And then a new partner of the channel, proud to present Parlay Play. I've heard about it. I've used it a little bit in the past, but I just jumped on for the first time for like the full day yesterday, and they have a whole lot of fun. I actually have pulled up their website. They have promos every single day as well. They got these I don't even know what to call them. They're not like free squares or discounts or anything. They're just going to boost your payout on specific things. So like Wembanyama over 2.5 blocks, that's probably heavily favored, but we're still going to get a 1.4x. And they have a bunch of these each and every day. They also have deposit bonuses, a whole bunch. I get emails about them all the time, which is something that's awesome you could take advantage of. And they're also not like specifically like PrizePicks and Underdog. They're more like a sports book. That just means more lines. You're going to get paid out more or less depending on, let's say you want Donovan Mitchell, you think he's going to score 35 points tonight. You can go ahead and do that, which you can't really do on PrizePicks, and get a higher payout. And you can also attack lower payout things that are more likely to hit. So Parlay Play, a new sponsor of the channel, really excited to talk about them. Again, free month if you sign up using my code RichPicks. You're also going to get a $100 deposit match and a $5 free game, which is awesome. Actually, for today's video, I'll do a 2-month. If you sign up for Parlay Play today, 2 months free to Discord. Again, just let me know in the comments down below, or get in touch with me somehow in the Discord or something like that. There is a free part of the Discord. So I know I ranted like this. I waited for the end of the video, but really, really advantageous for you guys to be on multiple different platforms. These are just some of my sponsors. Other sponsors are all listed in the description of this video. Definitely check them out. And again, get in the community. I give you plenty of different ways to get in for free. When you support me, I'm going to support it right back to you guys in the form of free months, free access, and things like that. And I think you're going to like it. So that's going to do it for this video. Again, check out all the discounts and things for today. Hopefully everyone has a good Friday. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you are new. Comment something down below and like the video. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.